Judge me, we're just trying this. I don't know why that comment is still on there when it says many Globers erroneously claim. That's not supposed to be there. I don't know how to run TikTok, so there you go. I don't know what I'm doing on here. But I know we're looking at the moon. We'll get her a little bit more in the center and then see if we can track it for a while. Oh, by the way, tracking the moon proves that the sky rotates, by the way. Just so you know. And you know what? We can do this. We can zoom way in if we want. Way in further even. It's a little grainy. Uh-oh, swipe left to close. Way in further even. It's a little grainy. Uh-oh, swipe left to close. Don't tell me that. What does that mean? Okay. My focus wouldn't work. I had to take it off. The gear was broken. So, let's see. So I'm just going to I don't know. I always fiddle with it. Sorry, so you have to forgive me. I always fiddle with it. Okay, so I'm just going to I don't know. I always fiddle with it. Sorry, so you have to forgive me. I always fiddle with it. Okay, we're going to zoom out so we can get the whole thing in view. There we go. And to focus it, I have to manually do it, so it gets a little shaky while I do it. And this is kind of like YouTube, how I'm saying the app, and you can't change the brightness that I know of. I'll have to learn, maybe you can. But it's so bright. It's just so bright. I do have a filter I could throw on there, but I'd rather not. All right, someone liked it. Awesome. You guys should like this and then share it too, if you want. Let's see. I'm still working on the focus, so give me a minute. I have to turn the gear with my hand, so that's why it's so shaky. Okay, let's see. That's out of focus. And how's that look? Sorry it's so shaky. So I plan on doing this a lot more, you guys. A lot more. Let's zoom in. Let's look at what they call Tycho. Let me see if I can focus that a little bit. Let's look at what they call Tycho. Let me see if I can focus that a little bit. Let me see if I can focus that a little bit. That or not. And the full moon it's never my favorite time to film it because it's like so bright. All right, I'm gonna stop touching it and try to stay warm here for a minute. I think that's the best I can focus it for now. I changed my mind about zooming in. It's like, I think that's the best I can focus it for now. I changed my mind about zooming in. It's like, let's see. About zooming in, it's like, let's see. So about zooming in, it's like, let's see. So anyway, Earth is flat. Do you know that? It used to piss people off a lot. Probably still does for some. But for others, it changed their life and they understand the world to be something that they never thought of. And the sky above it too. Oh, lost connection is something that they never thought of. And the sky above it too. Oh, lost connection. Hopefully that isn't a problem. I have, I don't think it's running on my Wi-Fi. I think it's on my cell phone. Hopefully it's good. See, one of the things that got me, one of the biggest things that got me about the whole flat earth thing is that the earth that we live on, if you pay attention to the actual reality, there's zero evidence that the earth is rotating. A lot of people like to say, oh, the sky is turning. Can't you tell that's the earth rotating? No, that's the sky rotating. Duh. The sky rotates. the stars move in the night sky. And like right now, this is proof that the Earth is stationary. Uh-oh, what do we got? Join live. I would right now, but I don't want to actually even touch my screen because it'll just shake that thing around. Because I'm actually, we're looking at the moon on my, iPhone. We're looking at the moon on my iPhone. We're looking at the moon on my iPhone. When we're running cold temperatures like this, the telescope doesn't track as good. The one I have, it's a Meade ETX 125, and it's a good telescope, almost like a beginner's telescope, I'd say, something like that. It says more likes can attract viewers. Keep it up. Thanks, guys, for doing that. Almost like a beginner's telescope, I'd say, something like that. It says more likes can attract viewers. Keep it up. Thanks, guys, for doing that. So the one thing that got me was the Earth. Guys, for doing that. So the one thing that got me was the Earth. All right. There's more likes. That's awesome. So maybe I got to do this to get it focused. Oh, wow. It is touchy. Here, let me zoom out a little bit. Maybe get a little bit different perspective going. Is that like, yeah, that's pretty good. Looks like I must have cut out because the 16 people just went, there was like 50 or something. Let's see here. More likes can attract viewers. Keep it up. Since soccer, okay. I'm just reading the screen. I don't know how. Like this is, I think, my third time to go live on TikTok. I was already banned. I was already banned for like a week from going live because I was I don't know what happened. They said it was like hate speech, and it was actually a debate. So I don't know how that. It was a debate about flat Earth on the Melodome channel on YouTube. And I really don't know why they called it hate speech. They cut the thing off right in the middle and gave me a, whatever you call it. They spanked my bottom. I'm just kidding. And then if you guys are, also if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's the same name, Effed Up World. And I got lots of videos of stars and stuff like that. And if you go to my TikTok channel, I think it's the last video I put up, or the last TikTok I made, was about the stars and what they are. And I learned that there's something different than I thought they were. This thing is just wacky out of focus. Sorry, guys. I believe stars are angels. And if you zoom in on the stars, they are not burning balls of gas. Not at all. So it looks like it's tracking somewhat decent, but it is chilly out here. And I'm outside, obviously. Here, listen. There's the snow. We just got, like, the last couple days, we just got 2 feet of snow or so, and we already had a couple feet. So everything is just covered with snow. Oh, and I had this, like, one of those tent garages that you can get for, like, a few $100. And it's just, like, some tubes and then, like, a tarp. But it's kind of nice. There's zippers to open the door on the end. Yeah, that collapsed because I was too lazy and didn't knock the snow off of it. So it collapsed this morning. I didn't see it, but when I came out for work, the roof was kind of inside. So that was interesting. More snow than I can remember us having. So sorry if it's cutting out or anything like that. I don't know how to go to my settings and to change over to Wi-Fi. I'm probably going to have to manually do that before I stream from outside. Because I have good internet here, but right now it's on my LTE or whatever, my cell phone. There's 199 likes. That's good. Encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends. Hey, guys, share my live and invite more friends. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to let it track for a while and sit here, and I'm going to go warm up for a moment. And hopefully it stays in focus. It actually looks like it's out of focus already. And what I'm actually going to do is I think I might go get that a little, sorry, I'm trying to get this focused in. Ooh, that just got a little better for a second. I think that's a little better. I have a little, a filter I can throw on the eyepiece and it'll darken it up a little bit. It won't be so bright. They are angels. Thank you, Eric Sindel, because I agree. That's what Enoch said in Enoch chapter, 1st Enoch chapter 71. If you're interested in a description of what he said was up there in the sky, all these things. See, what's interesting to me is that I don't, you know what star trails are? Like when we do time-lapse photography and say you point your camera at, and this is another proof that Earth is stationary, by the way, another bit of evidence. When you point, like I always do this, I point my camera up at Polaris, because I live in Minnesota. It's at 45 degrees above the horizon. So I point my camera there, and the camera I have, it's a P1000. That's my favorite one anyway. It has a feature, like a feature on it that's called Star Trails. And you basically line up your shot and hit the start button or whatever, and it starts taking long exposure images. And what you get is you get star trails, and it does that for 150 minutes, and you get like a little, you can see that the stars are all circling that center point. Ivanko 2022, is this the moon? Yes, this is the moon. I must not have a very good image if you couldn't tell. No, I'm just kidding. But I totally lost my train of thought there. It's wandering to the right. Because I just set my telescope out here. I barely even tried to line it up. See, that's the other thing. How do I know, how do I follow the moon? How do I do it? It's easy. And right now, there's only one motor on my telescope. It has two, but there's only one running. And it's like, it's only moving left and right. Oops, wrong way. It's only moving left and right with that little sidereal motor, which proves that the moon is rotating. The moon is in motion. Where are you located now, brother? I'm in Minnesota, just north of Minneapolis. Angels do everything for the Most High. Yep, they govern the rain. They govern, they control the winds. They basically, you know, the way I look at it, we were taught this heliocentric garbage. And the way I look at it is I look up at the sky and I say, I don't know. I don't know. And then some people might like act as if they know. And this term that I'm going to use, I got from Austin, from Awesome Austin at the Melodome. He kind of made it up. He said, fake smart. Don't be fake smart and say that the Earth orbits the sun, because there's zero evidence that the Earth orbits the sun. Zero. There's no evidence that the Earth is actually orbiting the sun. There's very much evidence that the sun is orbiting above the Earth, because every single person that lives here observes and experiences that every day. So that indicates to us something. Kind of like how right now, where I'm at in Minnesota, I was working all day outside, and the sun, it was actually a little bit warm in the sun, but the sun was, it never got, I don't know the angle, maybe 30 degrees or something. Never got higher than that in the sky. It's so far away, and it's freezing cold. Makes sense. Like in the heliocentric model. Oh, I just went out of focus again. It's trying to autofocus. Stop it. You know, that could be, I have a little heater going too. That could be some of the heat going out past it, but I don't think it is. I think it's focusing, autofocusing. Is it really rusting? I'm not sure. Is there any UFO moving? Not yet. But if you go to my YouTube channel, and if you searched for UFO, you'd see a UFO go in front of the moon that I caught one day. It was just like a balloon or something. I don't know what it was. Just some black thing. Probably a Sataloon. I'm just kidding. I don't know what it was. But the sidereal motor, it turns the base of my telescope. So I point the base of my telescope at Polaris, and then it automatically tracks any star in the sky. I mean, not perfectly. As you can tell, it's kind of moving to the right there. And being in the cold, it doesn't work as consistently. So it kind of goes, it kind of, you know, gets a little bit off here, but sometimes it'll catch back up. And so I just sometimes I just get impatient and have to go like this. There, I just have to do that sometimes. Let's see. By the way, welcome anyone that's coming in. Hopefully Jesus Christ is coming soon. I think he is. I think he's... I'll tell you what I think, because this is my video, and I am not embarrassed about what I believe, and I want other people not to believe what I believe, but I want them to consider and know about a way of thinking that I didn't know. I'm 45 right now, and I didn't know this way of thinking, never even thought about it or heard about it till I was like 37. So for the last 8 years or so, I have lived in a different world than I did for the first 37 years of my life. That is amazing, and you know who showed me that? It wasn't NASA, or it wasn't anybody on earth. It came from the King of Kings, which he actually said he was going to do. He said, if you're my disciples and stay in my word, you shall know the truth and it will set you free. And to me, knowing the truth does set you free. So there's a lot of people that will mock and make fun of the idea of flat earth. Cats are going to fall off the edge. All these jokes. And I think it's funny, great. But when it comes down to what you actually believe, if you believe the earth's rotating, that's a belief that you have. You have no evidence of that. You actually have evidence of the opposite. Yes, I believe in Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And he's like the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I believe that the only way, in the same way that he could heal a blind man's eyes by putting spittle in his eyes and telling him to go wash in the pool. And when the guy did, he could actually see, and his parents said he was blind since birth. Jesus can change physics because he made physics. He created it all. He can do anything he wants. So when he says, here's one of the other things he said. He was talking about the end, and he said, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all nations as a witness, or to all nations as a witness, and then the end shall come. So when we see a gospel, well, a dome, nice. It's flat, I agree, cool. Amen. What the whole? But when, like here's a interesting thing. You know, people talk about truth, and I would call myself a truther or a truth seeker or whatever. I want the truth. I don't want to believe lies. And I think I got that not from myself. I think I got that from the Holy Spirit, because I didn't see any of the lies until I can't explain it. Something started happening, and I was in the Word of God, and I started noticing all these things. One weird thing is the book of Revelation. That stuff's all happening right now. And I don't know the order. I don't know about the millennium, and I'm not claiming to know. But I do know that there's a dragon flying in the sky, and it's given the space station the ability to orbit the Earth. But the prophets that wrote the scriptures see it differently than that. They don't see it as a space station orbiting the Earth. They see it as a beast that's deceiving the world into some idea that we can ascend into heaven, and this is Luciferian. So that's what Lucifer says in his heart. In Isaiah 14, it says, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. What does it mean to ascend into heaven? Isn't that what NASA does? That's their mission statement. We're going to explore the heavens and you know. So I think anybody that, it's not like everyone would realize it maybe without me or someone bringing it to their attention. I never thought that space exploration was Luciferian. I never thought that until I read Isaiah 14, and it says, he said he's going to set, this is what Lucifer said, he's going to set his congregation in the sides of the north. And I didn't know what that meant either. In the sides of the north? What's that even mean? And then all of a sudden I was reading in Psalms one day, and it said, beautiful in elevation or something like that. And it said, the sides of the north, God's holy mountain. So Lucifer claims in his heart that he's going to basically take over God's New Jerusalem. Can you do a maximum zoom? It gets grainy, but I will. Let's just go in a little bit. See how it gets grainy there? That's all just like digital, but let's go out just a little bit, and it seems to be... Let me mess with the focus a little bit, because yeah, it's fun to zoom in. Try to get it focused a little better. It's not bad. And I don't know how far it zooms in, but this iPhone is sweet. It's a iPhone 13 Max Pro, I think. And it has like a wide angle lens, and we're just looking at through the regular lens. And let's see, interact, share, tools. I don't want to investigate right now because I wish I could get it. See how at the bottom it's like out of focus? I'm trying to figure out why it's doing that. In the center it looks like it's in focus, but the bottom and top look like they're not right. And I think it might just be how far I have my eyepiece in, but I'm not going to mess with it. It's good enough for right now. This is just kind of the first time I'm doing this on TikTok. But sometimes it's fun to track one of the stars, because stars are not suns that are far away. First of all, light years don't exist. That's just an idea. If you want to believe that light years exist, you can believe it. That's up to you. You can believe anything you want. I saw it now. There is something is white moving on the moon. Maybe that's a bug on my eyepiece. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think there's anything moving on the moon, especially astronauts. Oh, that brings up another thing. Astronauts. If there was these unclean spirits like frogs and they were coming out of the mouth of the dragon and out of the mouth of the beast and stuff, I think that's just astronauts going in and out from the dragon capsule and stuff. Like this stuff, the dragon capsule, it attaches to the space station, right? Well, in Revelation, the dragon gives the beast his power and his seat and great authority. And like, to me, I'm just like, that's SpaceX Dragon. People are like, Satan's not a rocket. Well, think about that before you make that claim. Like in the book of Daniel, the little horn that he saw, the fourth kingdom, it was made of metal, guys. Metal. It was made of metal. It had great iron teeth and nails of brass. And it stamped the residue with the feet of it. And like, this sounds like a rocket to me. Let's see. That right, Salted Taffy says good. So this is kind of fun. I hope this signal's okay. It says there's 10 people watching. Dragon is on the moon. Nope, it's not. It's not. But the space station, you know, I call it the eighth wandering star because I think that's what it is. I think it's okay. Men built it, let's say. Did men build it? Let's say they did. And the way I see that is men also built the Tower of Babel, but it was more than just men building a building. You know what I'm saying? It was an assault or an attempt at an assault on God. You know, you can vibrate a light inside a glass mason jar and it will produce a star. Yeah, it's like, what do they call that? Sololuminescence or something. I've seen that. It's like a bluish color light, I think. Pretty weird. A light in the water. Yeah. But it's not actually like a light bulb or something. It's something else. I don't understand that. Yeah, you guys are rock. Firmament divided the waters from the waters. Waters above. There's no such thing. Can you elaborate? There's no such thing as what? Just curious. You guys got to know that I've been freezing this whole time too. I'm out here in my coveralls and I can see my breath. But it's kind of fun. In the summer, I do it more and for longer. Like when we get lunar eclipse or something, I'll try to do the whole thing, you know. Usually I can't do the whole thing because if it's cold out. Firmament, yes. There is oh, you saying there's no such thing as a firmament? Oh. Well, and that's another thing. That's like, it does come down to a belief. I mean, I believe there's a firmament. And I also believe the earth is flat. So we've got something in common there. Octavian Claudia. Good to meet you. Firmament, real, very real. Octavian Claudia, check out some of the vids on my channel or my TikTok. Just go back a little ways and you might it might help get a perspective that maybe you haven't, you know, looked from before or whatever. I'm never like to be like, I'm right, you're wrong type of guy, because I don't know nothing. I just know that truth is seeming to become apparent and clear. The firmament is a dome over the flat earth. Yeah, God said that it was like a tent for us to dwell in. He what does it say? He used a compass and drew a circle in the face of the deep. And to me, that would make some sense. I don't know a map. I'm not trying to get a map or model. I think that's just confusion. Because like Google Earth, it doesn't work. I don't know if you guys knew that. Google Earth doesn't work at all. It's not accurate. It's not at all accurate. Like it is if you want to go look at somewhere on the earth, they got pictures and you can find where you're going. But Jeranism showed me this, or when he was doing his show on, he showed us something on Google Earth that made no sense to me. I don't understand it. East to west is not the same as north to south as far as, here, let me explain it. So if I'm in Minnesota and I go exactly north 10 miles or 100 miles or whatever, I can take that point and go exactly south and I'll come exactly right back to where I'm at. But if you're going east and west, say you start in California and you're going to go, well, that'd be east, I guess. If you're going to go east, straight, due east, whatever that is, 270 degrees or whatever it is, go straight east. And then when you get to that point that you decide you're at, now go straight west and you will not end up back where you started. That's weird. So east and west do not work the same at all as Google Earth would kind of give you the idea that they do. Let's see. I got to check these out. Let God be true and every man a liar. That's Romans 3, I think. Ice wall is real too. Yeah, I think it is. We got pictures of it. Now, there is some confusion that, like, I don't claim to understand everything, but it does bring up some questions about, like, I don't think there is ever going to be a map that would actually work everywhere in the world. I just don't think it's possible. Because this world is like supernatural, like creation. The idea that science would ever attempt to define how this world was created, you know, like the Big Bang idea and stuff like that. That makes zero sense. Zero sense, because creation, the creating of matter and the way that physics works and everything that we experience, that's a supernatural thing, because we've never been able to like create matter, or I gotta adjust this a little bit. We've never been able to create or destroy matter, really. So there's only one that claims to do that, and that would be the Son of God. By him were all things made. So to me, it's quite simple. There's a divine, awesome, loving God, and the way that, sorry about the shakiness. Let's see, who asked though, I support you, but really, not sure what you mean. There's so much more we don't see right now. Yes, praise Jesus, yes. Because you know what is awesome too? This is one thing that also got me. Right before he was crucified, he was like being questioned by Pilate, and Pilate probably thought he's a weirdo because he could have like got him out of some of the things that he was gonna experience. But one of the last things Jesus was talking to Pilate, one of the last answers he gave, one of the last things he said before he was crucified, he told us why he came here. And he said, for this reason, I'm just paraphrasing, but he said, for this reason I was born, for this cause I came into the world, that I should bear witness of the truth. And they said, everyone that's of the truth hears my voice. When I read that, I was like, I want the truth. That's what I want. I want the truth, and I'm going to follow him because that's where to find the truth. And it is. I know a lot of people don't believe that, but you don't have to believe what I believe. I'm sharing my beliefs with you, and I also have respect or whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't crap on your beliefs either, because your beliefs are just as valid as mine. You live in your body 24 hours a day and have to take care of it and eat and everything too. We all have this experience. So I think it's very important that we respect others no matter what their beliefs are. And I think it's important to share beliefs. Yeah, Tycho. Yeah, they say Tycho is like 80 miles wide or whatever. Here's a proof that the moon is not what they say. When we have a solar eclipse, the moon literally puts a 70-mile wide circular shadow on the ground. And if you pay attention to how shadows work, there's no penumbra. There's no umbra and penumbra with the sun and moon. It's just a shadow on the ground, 70 miles or so wide. I went under it in 2017 and filmed it. And actually, if you go back to my TikTok or to my YouTube, you can find... okay, you got me. I'm out of here. Thank you, Vincent, 250 for hanging. I have a telescope, 114 millimeter. Nice. I'm going to your YouTube channel now. What's your YouTube name, brother? It's EFTUPWORLD. All one word. Effed up world. Same exact name as my TikTok here. And you know what? I have, I want to say 3,500 videos that are public on YouTube. And I've been doing it since, well, I guess I wouldn't say I've been making videos, but I've been putting things on YouTube since 2009 with my Effed Up World account. But holy cow, it's cold. Got it. Thanks. All right, cool. Awesome. I'm going to subscribe now. Yeah, that's awesome. I think I have like 3,400 subscribers or something like that. And I've actually been making a lot of TikTok videos lately and putting TikTok videos on YouTube, but I do live streams and talk about the Bible, talk about the Book of Enoch, 2nd Esdras, all the Apocrypha. And you'll notice that I talk about the aerospace industry a lot. Not that I'm interested in the aerospace industry. I see an assault happening with men pointing arrows and spears at God and thinking they can conquer the heavens. And that's a problem. God didn't give us domain or dominion of the heavens. He gave us dominion on the earth, right? I just don't see how we can claim to know everything. It's wrong. We're subject to a higher power. And that higher power, if you think about it, he gives us everything we need to live however many decades. He provides food, shelter, everything we need. And people are like, no, I have to work hard for my food. Yeah, guess what? You're alive. You are alive. Do you know what experience you're having? You are alive. How many people are alive? Not many. 8 billion or whatever. That's something to think about. You breathe automatically. Your heart beats automatically. How is that not something to think about? How did your heart start beating? Who tells your heart to beat? Kind of like we were talking about how the angels govern the rain and like all the weather. Enoch saw the treasuries of all the winds, and he was like, the winds are holding up the clouds, and they're holding up the earth and the firmament of heaven, and they bear the earth and the firmament of heaven. So what are the foundations of the earth? Well, I believe it's the four winds. Do I understand everything about it? Nope. Never will claim to, but I do know that that's what the scriptures say. It's Enoch chapter 18, verses 1 through 5. Check it out if you are interested. And that's something, I have a lot of those Apocrypha books I've read on my channel. And so if you type in like the Ascension of Isaiah or the Vision of Isaiah or the Apocalypse of Abraham or Testament of Solomon, I've read a lot of those books. The Vision of St. Paul, the Apostle, I've read those on my channel, and they're so interesting to listen to. Let's see. We got Celta Taffy says, we will find out soon enough, brother. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're finding out right now, even like while we might not even quite realize everything that's happening. I think everything's happening. And I just, like was set up in the chat a little bit earlier, I believe in Jesus. And I think, like, people say, oh, God told you, huh? Then it must be true. Like, people mock that. But you know what? Have you ever heard his voice? Have you ever heard his voice? You don't hear it audibly. You hear it with what you understand. He shows you something different than you thought. He shows you something different than you thought. And there's like a part of it that's not even fun. It's like, oh, I was wrong about this. I was wrong about this my whole life. And now I'm like a little baby just learning reality, you know? We've been taught, like the idea on, what's that movie, where Jim Carrey's like living inside of a dome and it's like a TV show. I can't remember what it's called, but you guys know what I'm talking about, I think. And like it showed a clip of him going into school, like in the grade school or whatever. And he's like, I want to be an explorer or whatever. And his teacher's like, no, Truman Show. It's like, oh, we already discovered everything. So sorry, out of luck, buddy. And I think that's what we were taught. We were literally taught that we know everything already. Our teachers were taught that they know everything. So it's not like I'm blaming our teachers specifically. If I was to believe a lie and then I was to teach it to my children, am I lying to them? Not really. It's what I thought was true. So it's one of those, ooh, that's a good question. Name on White Stone says, what do you think planets are? Well, I'll share exactly what I think they are. I think they're angels that assume those forms to deceive us, to deceive the people living on Earth. That's kind of a crazy thing. Have fun. See you later, bro. All right, Ivan Co 2022. Thanks for hanging out. Ivan KO. Sorry if I said that wrong. Celta Taffy says, I was a grade school teacher and quit because I couldn't teach lies. And isn't it? So this is a perfect example. You were a teacher. So before you came to a different understanding, you weren't lying, right? Get what I'm saying? You weren't lying. You were just simply teaching something that was what we would consider objectively true. But that's why science is failing itself. What do they call it? Like mainstream science. The idea, and let me give you the example. Someone that says, oh, it's already been established for decades in the science community that this is the fact. Okay, guess what? If you have that attitude, you're already wrong. You're already wrong because science is something that will always be updating its knowledge. Because when we learn something, a lot of times it says, oh, well, I guess we were wrong about that old thing then. Kind of like the globe. I guess we were wrong about the globe. Name on White Stone says, why? I'm so sick of being deceived. Whoops. Sorry, I'm looking back here. Okay, but when you know, you can't unknow. True. When the truth is shown. And that's what I'm saying is that truth is supernatural. It didn't come from us. You think I changed like my belief system because of somebody? Well, in a way, it comes from people on YouTube, like a lot of channels, and it comes from the scriptures and a whole all the fellowship with other people that, you know, conversations and debates and things. Like I've done debates on Fight the Flat Earth channel a few times, and MC Toon. I think next week I'm gonna meet him for lunch, and he's gonna borrow my P1000 to go. He's going out of town, like to Mexico or something. So, like I know those guys, and I totally disagree with them. But at the same time, I still love and care about them, even though Craig's a jackass. But he's still funny, and he's a person. And every person has a lot of value. So, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to recenter the moon. My phone still has a ton of battery. I'm going to kind of recenter it and then go in and try to warm up it just a little bit. I'm freezing. And actually, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Maybe not. I like how it looked a little zoomed in. Oops, wrong way. Okay, yeah. Little breadcrumbs that become a whole loaf. True. Yeah. The world is run by satanic psychopaths. I could believe, or I could agree with that. It's like they follow the father of lies instead of the truth. And you know what? What if when truth is presented to you, if it's obvious truth, do you actually just pass it up because your teacher taught you? No, you're going to look at it and say, oh, well, that's true. Why did I believe that before? If you're honest with yourself. Like an example, if I point out right now that the ground beneath your feet never, ever gave you any indication that it was rotating, why do some of you still believe that it's rotating? It is not rotating. And then they say, well, you need evidence to show that it's not rotating. I'm like, you're living on that evidence. 24/7, it is shouting out to you, I'm not moving, I'm the ground. You can build a house on me. It doesn't move, ever. So why were we taught? Why were the teachers teaching us that it is rotating? It's ridiculous. So when the truth is presented to you, what are you going to choose? The truth or the lie? Get what I'm saying? I'm not saying I have the truth. I'm asking you, can you tell the difference between something that's in motion and something that's clearly not in motion? That's the difference between the idea that Earth is rotating and the truth. It's not rotating. Yes, definitely warm up. Good idea. Rambo Pride 96 says, what people don't understand, they tend to reject or turn the cheek. Also, they tend to get scared. And yeah, it was intimidating, wasn't it? When some of us realized the scope of maybe the lie or whatever you want to call it, it's intimidating because you're like, everyone believes this though. Everyone believes it. And then you're like, how do we get the message out to other people where we can say, we're not on this ball orbiting the sun. It's actually quite the opposite. The sun's like circling above the earth, just like the Bible says. Oh, here we go. Sultan Taffy says, I'm on the East Coast and gonna get to bed. Have a great night, brother. Can't wait to watch your vids. Yeah, check out my vids. And I'm excited for my TikTok. I already got kind of a lot of views on some of the videos. I just put one up last night about what the stars are, and I put a video of Polaris, and I took a video of Polaris through my other telescope, my bigger one, and it's a really good video, and you can see that Polaris is not a burning ball of gas. It's just not. If you want to say it is, then I'd ask you, well, what kind of gas is that burning? Because it's clearly a different kind of gas that's burning Vega or Betelgeuse or any of these other stars. They're all different colors. They're all different colors. Every time I look at them, they're the same exact colors. Like the North Star it's like a maroon reddish color, and it has green on the outside, like an emerald green on the outside. And I often ask myself, did John, who wrote the book of Revelation 2,000 years ago, have a telescope? How would he know the colors of that? He said he went, a door opened in heaven. This is in Revelation 4, I think, or 5, one or the other. A door opened in heaven, and he said the one that sat on the throne had, it was like something about a jasper and a sardine stone. And then there was a rainbow round about the throne like an emerald. And when we look at Polaris, if you go to my last TikTok video, you'll see it at the end of the video. Polaris is those exact colors. And so I'm like, the supernatural stuff is, to me, it's going to become apparent. Like it is right now. Like we're saying the earth is flat. What kind of craziness is that? Well, it's just true. That's all. Octavia and Claudio says, hey, I was checking it out. Oh, I missed that. Sorry. Wow. People don't want to change the way they think because they're threatened by change, especially universal truth. True name on Whitestone. 00Real00 says, what cam are you using? I'm using just an iPhone. It's an iPhone 13 Pro Max. And we're looking through my Meade telescope. The model number is ETX125. It's a pretty sweet telescope. I like it. All right, guys, I'm really going to go warm up, but I'm going to keep this running for a little while. I still got more than half battery on my phone, so I'm just going to let it run, and then I'll come back out and hang out with you guys. Thanks for coming, and yeah, hit the likes. It says 1.9K likes. That's awesome. So I'll come back out. It's still on there. It's wandering a little bit. Brrr. What is Enoch? Enoch was the seventh from Adam. He's like at the very beginning of the world. Stars don't rotate. Yeah, they do, Trushka. What are you talking about? Hear the motor? Hear the motor? That's because the moon is moving. Same speed as, almost the same speed as the stars. You say the earth moves. I don't think you have any evidence for that. My telescope is a great bit of evidence that the stars are moving. Just saying. That's my belief. That's because I observed that, and the evidence, such as my telescope, it actually indicates to me that the earth is not moving and that the sky rotates. Brrr. I didn't even see what, oh, I can't even see. My phone's doing a live stream. Let's change our view a little bit and get this recentered on here. It's not too lined up very well. Hear that motor? That's because the earth is stationary and the sky is rotating. Otherwise I wouldn't need a motor. Now, of course, if people disagree with me, I don't have a problem with the people that disagree with me. I would disagree with them, but I still love and care about them. All right. It's actually almost time where I'm going to turn this thing down because I'm freezing. And my phone's still got about a half a battery left. But next time I do this, I'm going to do it from my Wi-Fi. And so it should be, I think it should be better. So thank you guys for hanging out, and hit the like button or whatever, or the love button, whatever that's, if there's a heart. I don't even know how to do it on TikTok. But check out my YouTube also, same name, EFTUPWORLD. And yeah, maybe next time I will try to do Jupiter or something like that. We can follow that for a while. That's fun. And yeah, keep your eyes on the truth. We live in a world of lies. Thanks for hanging. Much love. Oops. I don't know how to turn it off, of course. Oh, the button doesn't work? Uh-oh. You guys might be with me for a while. Oh, now I see something happening. I think it's thinking. Yeah, so I'm trying to turn it off, but see what happens. Oh, end this live video. 10 viewers are currently watching. End now. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Should end it. I think it's just taking a while. Wow. Maybe my phone's that cold. Okay, let me try again. I think it's just thinking, so I'll just leave it sitting there until it turns off, because it's still thinking or something. I have no idea. Power button doesn't seem to work. All right, well, I'll be back, I guess.